Bhaktavam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jai Om Vishnu Purnamam Suparikāchakacharya Stotra Shri Srimad Desi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai, Namacharya Sridhar Haridas Thakur Ki Jai, Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Jayādvaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gopinath Shyam Kund Radha Kunigiri Govardhan Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Navadip Dham Ki Jai. Jagannath Puri Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Ki Jai. Jamuna Mai Ki Jai. Tulsi Devi Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Samaveta Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. Go Pranamande.
Welcome everybody to Srimad Bhagavatam reading with His Holiness Jayādvaita Swami. It is Wednesday, January 28th, 2026. We are beginning with Canto 4, Chapter 25, Text 26.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Katvam Kanjapala Sakshi Kasyasiha Kutasati Imam Upapurim Hiru Kim Chikirshasi Shankshame. My dear Lotus-eyed, kindly explain to me where you are coming from, who you are, and whose daughter you are. You appear very chaste. What is the purpose of your coming here? What are you trying to do? Please explain all these things to me. Someone like to read the purport?
Yes, I can read the purport to text 26. Purport: the first aphorism in the Vedanta Sutra is Atato Brahma Jignasa. In the human form of life, one should put many questions to himself and to his intelligence. In the various forms of life lower than human life, the intelligence does not go beyond the range of life's primary necessities, namely eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. Dogs, cats, and tigers are always busy trying to find something to eat or a place to sleep, or trying to defend and have sexual intercourse successfully. In the human form of life, however, one should be intelligent enough to ask what he is, why he has come into the world, what his duty is, who is the supreme controller, what is the difference between dull matter and the living entity, etc. There are so many questions, and the person who is actually intelligent should simply inquire about the supreme source of everything, Tata Brahma Jignasa. A living entity is always connected with a certain amount of intelligence, but in the human form of life, the living entity must inquire about his spiritual identity. This is real human intelligence. It is said that one who is simply conscious of the body is no better than an animal, even though he be in the human form. In the Bhagavad Gita 15:15, Sri Krishna says, Sarvasya chaham hridi sanisvisto mata smritir ganam abhohanam cha. I am seated in everyone's heart, and from me come remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. In the animal form, the living entity is completely forgetful of his relationship with God. This is called apohanam, or forgetfulness. In the human form of life, however, consciousness is more greatly developed, and consequently, the human being has a chance to understand his relationship with God. In the human form, one should utilize his intelligence by asking all of these questions, just as Puranjana, the living entity, is asking the unknown girl where she has come from, what her business is, why she is present, etc. These are inquiries about Atma Tattva, self-realization. The conclusion is that unless a living entity is inquisitive about self-realization, he is nothing but an animal. That's all.
Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurn Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Shayam Rupa Koda Mahyam Tati Padantika Vande Hang Shri Guru Shri Sudapamitamana Shri Guru Vaishnava Shri Rupam Shadrajatam Sahagana Bhagavatam Tamastam Satvima Sadvaitam Savatutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishata He Krishna Purana Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Ganta Radha Ganta Radha Ganta Tapta Kanshana Golamvi Radhe Vrindavan Vishabhavan Sute Devi Kalama Priya Vanshako Divyastra Bhavam Sandho Yevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Vedanta Shri Vasudeva Gauri Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram. So the king is inquiring from the girl, or the living entity is inquiring from his own intelligence. Gatvam Putas Tvam. Who are you? Where have you come from? These are the natural questions for a human being. Brahma Jigyasa. What is the source of everything? What is the greatest truth? These are the topics for human life. For other forms of life, there are questions about eating, sleeping, sex, and defense. But in human life, this opportunity for Brahma Jigyasa is found. We should use it. All right. Any comments, questions? Okay. Someone, next verse.
Gunacharana Prabhu, are you available? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Hare Krishna, I can. So text 27. Ka ete nipata yeta ekadasha mahapataha etava alana sabru koyam tehi pura saraha. Translation, my dear Lord aside, who are those 11 strong bodyguards with you? And who are those 10 specific servants? Who are those women following the 10 servants? And who is the snake that is preceding you? Report. The 10 strong servants of the mind are the 5 working senses and the 5 knowledge gathering senses. All these 10 senses work under the aegis of the mind. The mind and the 10 senses combine to become 11 strong bodyguards. The hundreds of women under the jurisdiction of the senses are addressed here as Lalanaha. The mind works under the intelligence, and under the mind are the 10 senses, and under the 10 senses are innumerable desires to be fulfilled. All these, however, depend on the vital life force, which is here represented by the snake. As long as the vital life force is there, the mind works, and under the mind, the senses work, and the senses give rise to so many material desires. Actually, the living entity, known as Puranjana, is embarrassed by so much paraphernalia. All this paraphernalia simply constitutes different sources of anxiety. But one who is surrendered unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and who leaves all business to him, is freed from such anxieties. Therefore, Prahlada Maharaj advises a person who has taken to the materialistic way of life, which is never permanent but always temporary, to take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and leave aside all his so-called responsibilities in order to get free from all anxieties. I don't immediately have anything to comment or to say on this.
Mm. Under the 10 senses, innumerable desires to be fulfilled. All right, anyone else want to say anything?
Pranams Parampujya Gurudev and all the Vaishnavas. Guru Maharaj, although it's quite clear that the intelligence is supposed to be above the mind, very often we see that the mind overrides the intelligence. So it seems like that hierarchy isn't fixed.
Fixed, but the lower drags down the higher. What is that? Anduratmatmanas tasya yenatmaivatmanam jataha anatmanas tu shatruve vartetatmaiva shatu. The mind is meant to be controlled and give direction. But it's from the intelligence. But if the intelligence becomes the servant of the mind, then from that comes service to the senses. Then one becomes godas. The intelligence can be used either way. They're using intelligence to create nuclear weapons. They're using intelligence to start all kinds of nasty businesses. What can we do? Misuse of intelligence. The intelligence probably gives the example that the cat doesn't jump up onto the table to get the milk. It waits till you leave the kitchen, then it jumps up. So this is intelligence. The cat knows if I jump up, she'll chase me away. So it waits till you've left the kitchen and it starts exploring. So, yes, in this way. Is that okay?
Yes, thank you so much, Guru Maharaj. I'm taking over the chat box now, so we're at text 28.
Okay, and you could read the next verse.
Tvam hirir pavani ashi yatha vag ramapatim vichinvati kim munivad rahovana tvadangri kam pata samasta kamam kva padma kosha patita karagrata. Translation: My dear beautiful girl, you are exactly like the goddess of fortune, or the wife of Lord Shiva, or the goddess of learning, the wife of Lord Brahma. Although you must be one of them, I see that you are loitering in this forest. Indeed, you are as silent as the great sages. Is it that you are searching after your own husband? Whoever your husband may be, simply by understanding that you are so faithful to him, he will come to possess all opulences. I think you must be the goddess of fortune, but I do not see the lotus flower in your hand. Therefore, I'm asking you, where have you thrown that lotus? Purport. Everyone thinks that his intelligence is perfect. Sometimes one employs his intelligence in the worship of Uma, the wife of Lord Shiva, in order to obtain a beautiful wife. Sometimes, when one wants to become as learned as Lord Brahma, he employs his intelligence in the worship of the goddess of learning, Saraswati. Sometimes, when one wishes to become as opulent as Lord Vishnu, he worships the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi. In this verse, all these inquiries are made by King Puranjan, the living entity who is bewildered and does not know how to employ his intelligence. Intelligence should be employed in the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As soon as one uses his intelligence in this way, the goddess of fortune automatically becomes favorable to him. The goddess of fortune, Lakshmi, never remains without her husband, Lord Vishnu. Consequently, when one worships Lord Vishnu, he automatically obtains the favor of the goddess of fortune. One should not, like Ravan, worship the goddess of fortune alone, for she cannot remain long without her husband. Thus, her name is Chanchal, or restless. In this verse, it is clear that Puranjan is representing our intelligence while he is talking with the girl. He not only appreciated the shyness of the girl, but actually became more and more attracted by that shyness. He was actually thinking of becoming her husband, and consequently was asking her whether she was thinking of her prospective husband or whether she was married. This is an example of bhoga ichcha, the desire for enjoyment. One who is attracted by such desires becomes conditioned in this material world, and one who is not so attracted attains liberation. King Puranjan was appreciating the beauty of the girl as if she were the goddess of fortune, but at the same time he was careful to understand that the goddess of fortune cannot be enjoyed by anyone except Lord Vishnu. Since he doubted whether the girl was the goddess of fortune, he inquired about the lotus flower she was not holding. The material world is also the goddess of fortune because the material energy works under the direction of Lord Vishnu, as stated in Bhagavad Gita, Maya Dakshina Prakruti Suyate Sa Chara Charam. The material world cannot be enjoyed by any living entity. If one so desires to enjoy it, he immediately becomes a demon like Ravan, Hiranyakashipu, or Kamsa. Because Ravana wanted to enjoy the goddess of fortune, Sita Devi, he was vanquished with all his family, wealth, and opulence. One can, however, enjoy that Maya bestowed upon the living entity by Lord Vishnu. The satisfaction of one's senses and desires means enjoying Maya, not the goddess of fortune. Hare Krishna. Guru Maharaj, if you have some comments. Hare Krishna.
Well, as Prabhupada indicates, everyone considers his own intelligence to be perfect or to be very great. And so we pump ourselves up. We say, oh, we glorify our own intelligence. Otherwise, on the superficial or the face value meaning of the allegory, man is attracted to the king is attracted to the young woman, and so he's flattering her. Are you the goddess of fortune? Are you the goddess of learning? Which goddess are you? You must be one of them because you're so qualified and beautiful. And he thinks, are you looking for a husband? That's a clear indicator of his interest. So the inquiry is done in that way. It means Bhagavancha Kode, he wants to enjoy with the help of his intelligence. Bhoga Ichcha. He has desires for enjoying this material world. All right. Would you like to add something?
Guru Maharaj, I was just thinking of this saying, Kushamat Allah ko bhi pyari hai. And we have something similar in English, like flattery will get you everywhere. But as it was said in Islam, Kushamat Allah ko bhi pyari hai. I'm not sure, Guru Maharaj, if by flattering Krishna will get you what you want, because of course Krishna is in the heart and he understands the motive with which you are approaching him. But I was surprised with that saying, both in English and in Islam.
Well, but it says someplace, if you're going to flatter someone, flatter Krishna. Why flatter some useless conditioned soul? Flatter means, in one sense, glorify. We glorify, we falsely glorify. Oh, you're so beautiful, you're so chaste. He's hoping she's not, or at least he's hoping that she'll be attracted to him. So we glorify, you're just like the goddess of fortune, you're so beautiful, you're so intelligent, you're so this, you're so that. So we have a tendency to glorify, but we use it to glorify some woman that we're interested in for sense gratification. So that's misuse. But if we glorify Krishna, then that's proper use of the tendency to glorify someone. Krishna is actually glorious. And glorifying Krishna is kirtan, to praise Krishna's form, qualities, activities, and so on. So, yes, we're going to flatter someone, flatter Krishna. Why flatter some materialists? Is that all right?
Yes, thank you. And we have a hand, Sadhu Sivana Das Prabhuji. Go ahead. You are muted, Prabhuji.
Sorry. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. And Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. My question is, here the language used by Puranjana for the lady, saying, I think you must be the goddess of fortune. It is very similar to the language which demons were using at the time of Mohini incarnation. So they were also trying to flatter in the same way. So my question, Maharaj, is in case of Mohini incarnation, Lord had appeared because the demons were going to take the nectar and it had to be given to the demigods. But in case of the ordinary human being, we are already a beggar and we don't have even an iota of any kind of nectar. But why does the Maya Shakti still comes and then try to attract and we immediately get attracted? So that's my question, Guru Maharaj.
I'm sorry, I lost the thread of your question. They were glorifying Mohini Murti. Then why does the Lord do what?
So in case of Mohini incarnation, the purpose of Lord coming was so that demons could not take the nectar which came from the
Right.
churning of the ocean.
Right.
But in our current case, the Maya Shakti, she also attract the ordinary people who are like beggars and they don't have any kind of any nectar. So what has to be cheated? Why is Maya Shakti still trying to attract
Because
those who don't have anything already?
what do you think, that Maya only appears for the demons so that they won't get nectar, and the rest of the time Maya is inactive? What's your idea?
Uh, she Maya works under the guidance of the Lord, Maya Dakshina Prakriti, but uh,
And what is her business?
to keep the living entities engaged, and only those who are serious, only they can approach the Lord.
So then what's the question now?
Um, that she, that she should be a little bit more merciful, because
Well, she is merciful. You want illusion? She gives you as much as you want. That's Maya's mercy. You have a choice, Krishna's mercy or Maya's mercy. Maya's mercy is also Krishna's mercy, but it's mercy through the energy of illusion, the external energy. Otherwise, if you want, you can approach Krishna for service and get the mercy of the internal energy. It's up to you, but you can't ask Maya to be something other than illusory. Please be nice. Don't you? This is the illusion of the conditioned souls. Some of them are just directly trying to exploit the energy, and the other are flattering. They're worshiping Durga, Maya under different names. Please be nice to me. Please be kind to me. Please give me this. Please give me that. And out of kindness, Mother Durga, Mother Kali, Mother Maya may give them this, that, but those things won't make them happy. They're products of illusion.
yes.
Something else. Is that all right?
Yes, go.
I wanted to share that when I was a child, I once said something for which I was severely punished. I said, "Oh, I wish Maya didn't exist." My mother was so furious with me, and then she made me understand what a great devotee and how dedicated she is to the service of Krishna, even if it externally looks like not such a great service. And in fact, Mother Parvati, she worships in Navdweep. She is situated worshipping Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And I was reading recently in the Vraj Mahima how during the coronation of Srimati Radharani in Umrao, how she was one of the principal goddesses who came and did I think it was the first or the second Abhishek, and she begged Srimati Radharani that she to become her completely dedicated, devoted maidservant of Srimati Radharani. That's what she begged for. So that really, in my mind, it made me think, oh, such a glorious devotee of Sri Krishna. And of course, with this illusion, it's because we have to be all in. If we want to serve Krishna, we can't be half-hearted or half-measured effort, or want him, yes, but along with a million other things. We have to be all in. And then that's why she's testing us to get us to that point. Hare Krishna. We're at text 29. Naveen Prabhuji, would you be available to read text 29 if Guru Maharaj is okay with that? Thank you.
Yes, I can. Nasam varor vanyatama bhuvi sprik Purim imam vira varena sakam Arhasya lankartum adarbra karmana Lokam param shrir eva yagya pumsa. Translation. O greatly fortunate one, it appears that you are none of the women I have mentioned, because I see that your feet are touching the ground. But if you are some woman of this planet, You can, like the goddess of fortune, who accompanied by Lord Vishnu increases the beauty of the Vaikuntha planets, also increase the beauty of this city by associating with me. You should understand that I am a great hero and a very powerful king on this planet. Purport. There is a difference between the demoniac mentality and devotional mentality. Devotees know perfectly well that the goddess of fortune, who is the constant companion of Vishnu or Narayan, cannot be enjoyed by a living entity. This higher sense of understanding is called Krishna consciousness. Nonetheless, everyone wants to become happy by imitating the prosperity of Narayan. In this verse, Puranjana states that the girl appears to be an ordinary woman. However, since he is attracted by her, he requests that she become as happy as the goddess of fortune by associating with him. Thus, he introduces himself as a great king with great influence, so that she might accept him as her husband and be as happy as the goddess of fortune. To desire to enjoy this material world, excuse me one second. To desire to enjoy this material world as a subordinate of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is godly. The demons, however, want to enjoy this material world without considering the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is the difference between a demon and a demigod. The word bhuvi means mentioned in this verse is very significant. When the demigods sometimes come to this planet, they do not touch the ground. Puranjana could understand that this girl did not belong to the transcendental world or the higher planetary system because her feet were touching the ground. Since every woman in this world wants her husband to be very influential, rich, and powerful, Puranjana, to seduce the girl, introduced himself as such a personality. In the material world, whether one be a man or a woman, one wants to enjoy. A man wants to enjoy a beautiful woman, and a woman wants to enjoy a powerful, opulent man. Every living entity who possesses such material desires is called Purusha, an enjoyer. Superficially, it appears that the woman is the enjoyed and the man is the enjoyer, but internally, everyone is an enjoyer. Consequently, everything in this material world is called Maya. Maharaj, would you have comments on this verse?
Yes, this is the situation. Everyone wants to be an enjoyer. And again, everyone is thinking their intelligence is very great by getting together with my intelligence, I'll enjoy. But it's Maya. Everything apart from Krishna is Maya. Puranjana may have been happy. She doesn't belong to the transcendental world. She belongs to this material world. Oh, good. Then I can enjoy with her. And he describes his own influence because women are attracted to opulence, nice food, nice dress. He tries carefully. Okay, I don't have anything further here.
Should we proceed to text 30, Guru Maharaj? Venkatesh Prabhuji, would you be available to read text 30?
Sorry, not this time. Next verse.
All right, no problem. Sadhu Sevanadas Prabhuji, would you be available to read text 30?
Sure, Mandaji, yes, I'll try.
Thank
यदेशमापङ्गविखण्डतेन्द्रियं साविद्रभावा स्मितविभ्रमद्भ्रुवः तवयो पासस्थ्रो भगवान् मनोभावः प्रभादते athanugrahan shobhane. Certainly, your glancing upon me today has very much agitated my mind. Your smile, which is full of shyness but at the same time lusty, is agitating the most powerful Cupid within me. Therefore, O most beautiful, I ask you to be merciful upon me. Purport. Everyone has lusty desires within, and as soon as one is agitated by the movement of a beautiful woman's eyebrows, the Cupid within immediately throws his arrow at the heart. Thus, one is quickly conquered by the eyebrows of a beautiful woman. When one is agitated by the lusty desires, his senses are attracted by all kinds of vishaya, enjoyable things like sound, touch, form, smell, and taste. These attractive sense objects oblige one to come under the control of a woman. In this way, the conditional life of a living entity begins. Conditional life means being under the control of a woman, and certainly the living entity is always at the mercy of a woman or a man. Thus, living entity live in bondage to one another, and thus they continue this conditional material life illusion by Maya. Hare Krishna.
Guru Maharaj, if you have some comments, please.
Yeah, just give me a moment. I'm just looking for something. Let's see if I find it. Maybe not. Let's see. No. Okay. So this is how he becomes controlled. Each apanga vikandita. These are practically wired in. Women naturally act in such a way that they arouse the lusty desires of a man. Attract women. So apanga by glancing, she glances. Sarita with shyness and smiling. So someplace there's a BTG article where Ravindra Prabhu wrote that in his younger days, he wrote about how at the church, the women in the choir managed to be both sexy and chaste at the same time. So because both qualities are attractive. Here she was chaste. She was described as being shy, but lusty at the same time. So these contradictory features intrigue and attract the man. She's looking at him and then she looks away. This is another feature that the woman looks at him, and then when she looks back, when he looks back, then she turns away. Why are you looking at me? But he's looking at her because she was looking at him. But now, why are you looking at me? So then these things are going on, and these are all Cupid's games for entangling the man more and more, or entangling both of them actually more and more. And by these means, the living entity becomes, or the man becomes controlled. Yoshid Krita Brigeshucha. He becomes like a toy animal in the hands of the woman. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, since Cupid, Manobhava, inspired by your glances, is attacking me, whose eye is shattered by your glance. Be merciful. And Chakravarti Thakur says, his eye of knowledge is shattered. His impressions of sense objects, produced specially upasprishta by intelligence. That's not a complete sentence. Oh, there it is. His impressions of sense objects, produced specially upasprishta by intelligence, attack him. Give me enjoyment of your sense objects, such as sound and touch. Actually, he should pray, please give me knowledge, Vidya, your sister. You should be praying, please introduce me to your sister, Vidya, transcendental knowledge. But no, he's attracted to the intelligence for material enjoyment, not for transcendental. Hare Krishna.
We have a hand up, but I'll read what Praveen Prabhuji has posted in the chat box. Hasam Harer Avanta Kila Loka Tivra Sokshrud Sagar Vishrosanam Atyudaram Samohanaya Rachitam Nija Maya Yasya Bru Mandalam Muni Krita Akar Dvejasya. A yogi should similarly meditate on the most benevolent smile of Lord Sri Hari, a smile which, for all those who bow to him, dries away the ocean of tears caused by intense grief. The yogi should also meditate on the Lord's arched eyebrows, which are manifested by his internal potency, in order to charm the sex god for the good of the sages.
Oh, very nice. Thank you. The smiling face of the Lord. When one becomes attracted by the beauty of Krishna, then he becomes unaffected by the false beauty of the illusory energy. Thank you. Very nice.
Gokula Devi Mataji, you could go ahead, please.
Hare Krishna, everybody. My question is, I have two questions. I'll just start with the first one. Maharaj, it said that women are part of the unintelligent class, but the women seem to have so much power over men. I mean, just glancing at them makes them fall, and just doing this, and just the hair of a woman, and all these small little things really bring huge disturbances to men and lead them straight to hell. And it seems like it's so easy for women to have this power over men, but yet it is said that women are of the unintelligent class.
Yeah, to attract the mind of a woman, of a man, you don't have to be intelligent. You just have to be a woman. The men are attracted by the physical features of the woman, by the movements of the woman, by the voice of the woman, by whatever else. So none of that requires intelligence. Intelligence is something else again. And Krishna Chakravarti Thakur here says, or says in a previous verse, that the woman represents intelligence. The woman in this allegory represents intelligence associated with ignorance.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, sorry, Maharaj.
Yeah. So, of course, a woman becomes intelligent when she turns to Krishna. Prabhupada sometimes said that women have half a brain or half the brain substance of a man. Then Prabhupada said when she becomes Krishna conscious, she gets the other half. Is that okay?
Yes, and so that's a little bit funny. And so the other thing is, right now, like what's going on is there's a lot of like LGBTQ community, men wanting to be women, boys wanting to be girls, wearing dresses, and this is happening very fast in society, and we are all kind of like forced to, to be okay with it. I'm from Johannesburg, and my little cousin, he started dressing like a girl, and well, he started dressing in dresses when he was 11, and he goes to a private school in Johannesburg, Catholic private school. And the private schools are like, oh no, they don't even refer to it's not allowed anymore to use he or she. You have to not use these pronouns anymore because, girls are being boys, boys are being girls, and it's allowed, and, we must not offend anybody. So, I mean, even in South Africa, at that level, it's happening. So in Mexico, it's not so happening so much. So, I mean, I'm always thinking, what is this? Is it like a bad karma on in terms of, or it's from the women? Like, what, like, why do we have this phenomena of?
Sankalpa Prabhavan Kama. It's lust, going this way and that way. This didn't work, let's try that. This way seems better than that way. There's one country where I was told by the locals that because the women are so assertive, so commanding, so then many men become homosexuals just, to get out of that, being the objects of that. Otherwise, it's just mental concoction. Prabhupada said sometimes naked, sometimes half naked, sometimes this way, sometimes the mind is busy coming up with different ways. Let me enjoy this way, let me enjoy that way. And by the influence of Kali, people have become so foolish that they're encouraging, yes, try it this way, try it that way, see what works for you. All rubbish ideas, because they're all on board with the idea of sense gratification. And they're confused. People no longer, they don't identify as spirit souls, but they're confused even about their material identity. Am I a man? Am I a woman? Am I both? Am I sometimes this, sometimes that? Because there's no grounding point. There's no absolute reference. So, yeah, just whatever works for sense gratification. So we try this, and then if it doesn't work, we try that. But nothing will work. Maya doesn't work, no matter what kind of Maya you opt for, it's not going to work.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Okay.
Murari Prabhuji says, Hare Krishna Maharaj, women don't seem to need extensive training in their feminine arts. So are they inspired by the super soul?
Well, yes, everyone, everyone is inspired by the super soul. Now do this, now do that. So that's there. And then they do get extensive training, they'll go to this seminar on beauty, that article on beauty, this video on beauty, this, so both things are there. actually they don't need extensive training, but nonetheless, the extensive training is given. You should dress this way, you should don't dress that way, do it this way. So plus the intelligence is called into play. The same intelligence that can be used for spiritual realization is used for, well, if my eyebrows look like this, so this was the misuse of intelligence. Intelligence for choosing which kind of nail polish we want to use. So that's there. And yes, inspired by the super soul. Apohana, how to forget Krishna. Otherwise, for those who desire, whether men or women, super soul, good intelligence, how to remember.
Time for kirtan. Guru Maharaj, is there someone there that could lead the closing kirtan?
All right, gang, someone like to lead kirtan? Just till 3 to 4 minutes. Hare Krishna, Krishna Chaitanya, Hare Krishna, one tune, nothing else.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Gopinath.
I'm sorry, but you're not doing what I asked you to do. I asked you to chant Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Hare Krishna, and nothing else. Thank you very much. Jai Om Vishnu Pad Paramhamsa Paripajikacharya Stotha A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Ki Jai, Nam Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai, James the Kahol Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Shari Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai, Shri Sri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath, Sham Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan Ki Jai, Vrindavan Tham Ki Jai, Navadip Tham Ki Jai, Jagannath Puri Ki Jai, Ganga Mai Ki Jai, Jamuna Mai Ki Jai, Tulsi Devi Ki Jai, Bhakti Devi Ki Jai, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. Gaur Premanande.
Thank you, Maharaji. Thank you to all the Vaishnavas for joining our class. We continue with our Chaitanya Charitamrita class tomorrow. His Holiness Jayādvaita Maharaj Shri Ki Jai.
Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Gaur Premanande.